So guys, boom, welcome back to another episode of Juice Made TV. And guys, today we have something quite important and also interesting and honestly debatable, honestly all over to talk about. Now, Jahzare Jackson. Jahzare Jackson is a name that has pretty much been in the media ever since this man was about 13 to 14 years old. And we all know, guys, I'm sure you watched this video, remember when Jahzare Jackson first came out? He received a lot of media attention just by playing with Mikey Williams. He was also playing with Bronny James, and he was also getting attention with the fact that he was 14 or 13 years old and he was just as tall, or if not taller, than LeBron James himself. Guys, like I said, so many attention, and ever since that moment, Jazier has pretty much been in the media. He's been in the news ever since he was 13 to 14 years old. But even then, there's been so many mixed opinions about this man Jahzare Jackson. I've heard people say that he's the next Shaq. I heard people say that he's the best player in the overtime league. I heard people say that he's overrated. I've even heard people say that he should stop playing basketball and honestly just play football. Guys, so many mixed opinions about this man Jahzare Jackson. You watching this video, real quick, I want to know your personal opinions about Jahzare Jackson. How good of a player do you think he is? Do you guys think he's improved over the years? Do you think he's just big? Do you think he's going to eventually make it into the NBA? What are your opinions on this man Jahzare Jackson? And also, I don't really ask for too much on this channel, but it literally takes 2 seconds. If you guys can just subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for helping me reach 18,000. Let's definitely get to 20,000. And also smash that like button. It definitely helps the channel out in so many ways. But guys, that's besides the point. Jahzare Jackson, what in the world, guys, what in the world happened to this man Jahzare Jackson? Now, as you guys know, the AU season has officially started, and Jahzare Jackson, he's actually playing with Bronny James and strive for greatness for his time in the 2022 AU circuit. Now, like I said, Jahzare did make his debut this past weekend with Bronny, and there was so much to take away. I personally have not been keeping up with the overtime league. I've only just seen the highlights on Instagram, some on YouTube. I honestly haven't been keeping too much up with the overtime league. I'm definitely a fan of the overtime league. I definitely support what they're doing, what they have going on, developing the players. And like I said, I definitely enjoy watching the highlights, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the biggest fan. But just hearing about how they develop these players, how they travel, this and that, I'm expecting Jahzare Jackson to pretty much come out of the overtime league and pretty much dominate the AU circuit and even high school if he were to eventually play, or even college. But I'm not gonna lie, this past weekend, I don't want to be that guy, but I definitely was expecting a lot more from Big Ja, and there's definitely a lot to take away from this past weekend. Now, one thing to also keep in mind is that this man Jahzare Jackson, he is currently a 3-star prospect according to many recruiting websites online. And in this past weekend, he dropped stat lines like 5 points, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 8 rebounds. I believe he did score close to 10 points or just a little over 10 points in also one of the games. But I'm not gonna lie, as a 7-foot, close to 300-pound big man, I'm personally expecting that personal player to drop more than 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, and especially in the high school setting. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I just expect much more from Jahzare Jackson. I've been a fan since he was 14 years old. And just players like him that are that size, 7 feet, close to 300 pounds, I believe. If you're that big, that type of player, you kind of have to dominate on the high school level. And it's usually the opposite. Usually those types of players are pretty much dominating the high school level. And a lot of scouts just say, oh, we need to see how they're going to play in college or even the NBA. But Jahzare Jackson, he's kind of the opposite of that player. There's a lot of improvements and just expectations that I did have. I don't know if I just personally hold Jahzare Jackson to a higher standard. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know how you guys think, but I'm just expecting a player of that sort of magnitude to be dropping more than 4, 5, 6 points, especially if he is getting the touches. I mean, I just feel like there was just a lot of mistakes that he was definitely making. This man Ja, he would lose the ball in so many situations. He would get blocked by players that were 5'9". There was even a play where I saw him get ripped by a dude that was like 5'5". They were wrestling for the ball, and this man, and he got the ball taken away from him. Like I said, just so many soft and things that when I was watching Jahzare Jackson, I just kind of was a little bit disappointed. Now, I don't know if he's injured. I don't know what exactly he has going on, but personally, just a player of that type of magnitude, you were playing in the overtime league, you're pretty much a pro. I'm just expecting a player of that size to really just dominate the game more. I don't know, guys. Like I said, my boy D Rich TV, he did say that Jahzare Jackson, he definitely needs to play football. I personally don't think he needs to play football. I think Jahzare Jackson, like I said, he has the potential. He has the size. He's built like a prototypical NBA player. We always see the training videos of him with R2B ball shooting threes. He can expand the floor. There's so many skills that this man Jazier has. I think he just needs to learn how to put it on the actual basketball floor. And like I said, just be a lot more dominant and mean and more aggressive when he does have the ball. Like I said, I don't want you guys to think that I'm bashing him or this and that. I honestly think it's better if I'm holding a player to a higher standard, because that just shows you that I honestly respect him on a higher level. I expect Jahzare Jackson to be playing in the league because he has the size, he has the skill, he has the potential to get to that point. And I definitely do think he can get to that point. Like I said, I think he just needs to just learn how to put things together. He still has another year of high school basketball left as well. I don't think he's actually committed to play anywhere, but like I said, I think he just needs to put it all together. Overall, guys, this past weekend was definitely a tough weekend for Jahzare Jackson. This was the first time that we've honestly seen Jahzare Jackson in a full game scale that was especially broadcasted on social media. And this was the first time in a long time that I've just sat down and just watched a full game on this man Jahzare. And like I said, I definitely was expecting more. I feel like Jahzare Jackson, he does get the media coverage, but the media coverage just kind of shows him just dunking on people, this and that. When, like I said, a lot of those things can be kind of misconstrued. You kind of have to sit down and really watch a player to the full extent to really understand just how good or bad of a player that he is. I think Jahzare definitely has the potential. I just need to see more. And like I said, that's just my personal opinion. You watching this video, I want to know what you guys think about Jahzare Jackson. Like I said, we haven't really heard or seen much from Jahzare. I think he was actually hurt at the beginning of the overtime league, but there really wasn't much to really take away. But I know he was playing middle to towards the end of the season. But I don't know about y'all, but to me, it's kind of hard to find those overtime leagues and watch those full games. But this AAU season, he is playing with Bronny James. And the fact that he's playing with Bronny James, we're not going to miss a single game of this man Jahzare or Bronny James. So like I said, I'm honestly excited for this AAU season. I want to know what you guys think about Jahzare Jackson down below. Do you guys think he's NBA bound? Do you guys think he has the potential to make it to the league? What are your honest thoughts about Jahzare Jackson? Just comment down below, guys. Let's get a great basketball conversation started. Guys, if you made it to the end, please make sure you do me a quick little favor. Helps the channel out in so many ways. You guys have no idea. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Join the Discord down below. The link is in the description. We're having great basketball conversations in there. And yeah, with all that being said, guys, thank you for watching. And it's been another episode of Juice Made TV. Peace.